Did you find what you wanted? Is that the good stuff? Hey guys, I'm gonna have a lot of animal noises out here today. I've got the puppy, I've got the geese, I've got the roosters, I've got the ducks. They're all very vocal this morning, so bear with me. I've already harvested quite a few greens this morning. I have, I think, 4 trays of starts from my mom. I have tomatoes, peppers, kohlrabi, I think some ground cherries, and I need them get, oh, and I hear a plane. I don't know if I should wait. I need to get them all in the ground today because I don't have enough lights in the house to keep them all happy. And when you have starts and they need to go in the ground, if you have a hotbed, get them in. In a minute I'll show you the greenhouse and what happened to the plants. This is a closed greenhouse. I didn't put the cover over it 2 nights ago, and I thought it was down to 25, but it turns out on research it actually went down to 23 degrees Fahrenheit. So the ends of the potatoes just died. Will they come back? Most likely they'll come back. The tomatoes won't come back, the ground cherries won't come back, the peppers, some of the herbs will not come back. It was too cold for them. We do get heat from the bottom in the hotbed. It keeps them warm. But if they're 2 feet tall and I don't cover the tips of the plants, they will freeze, even in a greenhouse, because it's not a heated greenhouse. There's no heater in here. So what I'm doing today is I'm coming in. I needed to get some greens out anyway. Greens don't do real well in a greenhouse when you have consistent, long, bright days. It just gets too hot in here. Subtropical plants, even tropical plants do fine in here in that kind of weather as long as I keep it really vented. But the greens need to come out in favor of warm, loving plants. And as long as I remember to cover it every night, even things like tomatoes and peppers will be fine in an unheated greenhouse. So, this is not for our table, this is just for the rabbits, and then I'll come in and harvest for our table. See if I can turn around so I can show you the process. So you can see the really big greens here. These are the ones I'm taking out because they're shadowing everything else. You can see the dead potatoes. And I'm interested to see, because I don't know with turnip greens, a lot of these are turnip greens. I don't know if they'll come again. Like with Swiss chard, they're cut and come again. They will give you harvest after harvest after harvest. Alright, usually I want a bigger bowl than this, significantly bigger, but this is the only one Kai had. This is enough for 2 people, which that's all we have at home for lunch today, so I guess it's not a bad thing. Okay, there's my greens for 2 people. This needs to be crushed down or put in a bigger container and cold water put over it so it can soak until we're ready to cook with it. Alright, I'm going to cut down the rest of this for the pigs and the goats. And again, you would be surprised at how quickly it grows back. I know it looks like I'm just butchering it, but it'll grow back really fast because it's greens. When you have a bed planted this closely, it needs a lot of fertility, which is why the whole darn thing is full of rabbit manure. So my first planting of the year, I throw in garbage seeds. By garbage seed, I mean a seed that is beyond its expiration date, maybe 10 years old. So this whole bed is full of old seeds that I didn't know if they were going to germinate. So that's why they're planted so thickly and why they're random things. is because that early in the year you really don't know what's going to succeed. Because we like these so well, I ordered another pound of all the seeds that we liked that came out of this bed. I could tell by the look of them. One was a giant red mustard green. The others were 7-something turnip greens. I think I ordered them from Kitawazana Seed, which is in Salt Lake City, Utah. I think that's the name of the company, Kitawazana or something. I'll try and put it in the description. And yes, you did hear correctly. I order my garden seeds by the pound because I actually grow enough food to feed my family, to feed the rabbits, to continue to experiment, and I want to have also enough for the next year. So I stay 2 years out on my garden seed supply. When I run out, I buy another pound. When I see that I'm getting close to running out, I buy another pound. There's my pile of greens. This is for the goats and the pigs. And that opens things up a bit so everything else can be happier. And I don't think I'm going to have room in here at this point because these are not bitter. They just taste like mustard greens or turnip greens. They taste like they're supposed to taste. They haven't tried to go to seed yet, even though it gets pretty hot in here. So I'm going to let these greens continue to grow and be super happy. And I'm going to make sure I get my next hotbed filled so I can plant in there instead. Initially, when you're planting lots of small plants, you can plant them really thick and then harvest. Where are you at, Squirt? Did you already do Mama?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and bring it here and I'll put it on the tripod. And I need the basket back. Oh wait, I'm doing piggies and goats. Okay, so let me say that again. When you're planting new plants in, you can put them quite close together. And you can use the thinnings as your food in the house. So yes, it's too closely planted, but as they mature, I cut it, and then the things that are smaller, like that Swiss chard, can get big. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the basket. Make sure to get all this. Don't really want to leave any on top. Causes molding issues. And if you're in a really humid area, you might not be able to plant this close. We're very arid, so the only water it gets is what I put on it. Should we see if Kynette wants some? Is this the only one? Did you want some, Lydia? She's just worried about coming up and messing with kyanite. There you go, Mom. You want some? I'm coming. All right, we're gonna go take the rest of this to the pigs. There's Mama Piggy. See what she thinks of the greens. Hi, Mama. What do you think? Is that good stuff? Is that what we want? There's babies. I don't know how good you can see them. She had 7, and she kept all 7, even though we're freezing at night. This is just an IBC tote. This we're not real happy with. It's really gunky and messy, but we had to separate her, and it's what we had. We have a new house for her that's clean and beautiful, but she surprised us. Huh, Mama? Yeah, those are good greens. All right, here's our others. Hey guys, want some greens? The further into the summer we get, the less we have to spend on food for these guys, because the bigger the garden gets, the more we can get to 100% feeding them from the garden. So right now they're eating, feed prices and feed availability has changed here, so we're feeding them potbelly pig food right now. It's gone up $7 a bag since last year, but they don't eat very much. So, still affordable. We give them hay, potbelly pig pellets, a little bit a day. And that girl in the middle, she's also due to have piglets here pretty quick. And we're giving them greens. And they're getting milk every day from our one goat. Graham thinks it's so much fun to play with our boar. You think it's so fun, huh? You like to antagonize him. And our boar feels protective of his little herd of pigs. I don't know what that's called, a herd of pigs, but he's very protective of them. Not against people, but against teasing dogs. So, this is the new pen for the pigs. We've got it all set up with shade and pallets and shelter, and we're getting the electric fence set up today. And the reason we need to do this is they can't be in contact with our irrigation water. It makes them really sick. I don't know why. Could be the chemicals in it from runoff from farmers' fields, or it could just be that it's too cold. The ground gets too cold when it's flooded, and then it just makes them sick because they get chilled. But either way, we have to keep them away from that space when there is irrigation water. And so this is the pen we're putting them in. I wish we had trees, but we don't have trees, so we're doing our best with sheets and little ponds and stuff like that.